good, folks? What's good? Welcome to this special edition of Bros Talk MMA. I'm your host, Utica, undeniably the illest cat around, aka Mr. Make This Pick Real Quick. And we have not only a longtime viewer and supporter of the channel, but a visionary. I've witnessed it firsthand, and was a beneficiary of it. My guy here, through trial and error, like most seasoned betters, have to do. Found his way, has had some success and decided to share game with your boy. And like I said, I was able to, have a better holiday than expected because of that. But without further ado, we have Cesar Marin, the legend, in the building. Thank you for joining us, my guy. How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. Thank you. I appreciate you having me on. Thank you.
No, most definitely, bro. It's a honor to have you. And yeah, we won't hold the people up, too long. We'll get straight to the nitty gritty. What we're here to talk about today are prop parlays. And the prop in particular going into this weekend's fight card, UFC 323, the last pay-per-view card allegedly, ever, but I'm sure just for the extent of whatever this UFC Paramount relationship's going to be. But for right now, this is the last one for the foreseeable future. And with that, my man has shown me the way in terms of putting together a parlay that is, your typical parlay consisting of money lines or over and unders on rounds and things of that nature. It's going to be, in particular, fights that are to not go the distance. Now, we may sprinkle a couple in there that we think will go the distance, but in particular, our focus tonight's going to be for fights to not go the distance. So I'm going to go ahead and give the floor to the legend and let him run down what he has on tap, and then we'll go ahead and dive a little deeper into each fight and, just see where we go. We're here to chop it up. This is Bros Talk MMA for real, for real. This is what the show's supposed to be, outside of the weekly breakdowns. We're just here to fucking shoot the shit. So without further ado, the floor is yours.
I appreciate it, Utica. Thank you. Thank you. All right, y'all. So this is a 6-leg parlay. 4 of them are going to be in the pre and the early pre. And then we have 2 that are going to be in the main. It's first starting off, we got Mansour Abdul Malik and Antonio Tricoli. That's going to be the first one on the card that not to finish. You look at it right now. I mean, Tricoli, he's looking at his record. He's a little bit of a patsy for the company. I mean, he hasn't done well in the past previous fights. Malik, on the other hand, finisher, diesel. When you look at him, you look at his resume, finish, win, finish. Not only that, 7 years younger. So I'm gonna have to lean on this fight not to finish. I mean, you can be juicy and spice it up for it to go under 1.5. If you've looked at most of the fights that Malik has won, they've been in that under 1.5. I mean, you're gonna get a lot more juice on that versus just not to finish. Mm-hmm. So that's an option right there too.
Yeah, I mean, you're 100% correct. Abdul Malik is a killer. I mean, like I said in yesterday's episode, like this is pretty much a launch pad fight. If anything, this is Tricoli coming in, kind of knowing what he's supposed to do on either end. You're either here to shock the world or to, die in spectacular fashion. We need you to, make this entertaining regardless. But this is the flip side, and still what do I want to say, a scenario that I still feel like renders this fight still to have a finish in it is Abdul Malik could potentially, open something up, go for the gold. Maybe he doesn't quite get Tricoli all the way out there, and then he's, gassed. Shots are labored. He's exhausted all of a sudden, getting maybe past the second half of that second round. And then you got Chicoli coming on strong potentially, and he could knock him out too, you know? So
I'm with you. I'm with you. I mean, there's the possibility. I mean, I do think that Tricoli is a punching bag with legs, but there's a chance that he could fall on him and he could blob him or knock him out. No, I'm with you. I mean, maybe he surprises us. Maybe he pulls something off. But I do feel I feel strongly that this fight is not going to finish. Which leads me to the next one, in that six legger. So that's number one. Number two is going to be that Aslan fight. Um, the past two fights, Aslan has been ass. I'll give him that. But he's also fighting a newcomer into the UFC, Iwo Berwinski.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
the
Barney.
dude's dead. I mean, when you saw him at the weigh-ins, if you saw him at the ceremony, he's bringing it. They both got dynamite in their hands. I mean, Iwo wants to prove something. Iwo, I mean, yeah, Iwo versus Iwo. I mean, it's
Yeah.
going to be evil.
Most definitely, most definitely. Yeah, that one right there. I mean, that's truly what I believe. They're gonna go in there and throw hammers and just see who falls first. Or, like I was saying yesterday, there's that scenario where Baranowski tries to take the path of least resistance, puts Aslan on his back, and from what I've seen, Aslan doesn't have much
Done.
in that department either.
Absolutely. I mean, that's where being tall doesn't really help you because you're the same size when you're both laying down.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, he exactly, and Elo's shown that in his history. He's submitted people too. I mean, he has that capability. He's not big for nothing. He's just not just throwing haymakers. He has multi levels in his game. So, yeah, I don't think that fight is going to go to distance at all.
real quick before we move into the next one, shouts out to the bro host extraordinaire. We got Ray Bucks in the building taking notes apparently, because them boys missed out last event. But shouts out to my bro host, shouts out to my other co-host, bro host Darren Teed. Shouts out to everybody that's tuned in right now. Hit like on this episode. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and pay close attention as we run this down. We're going to go into the third match here. Go ahead, my man.
Yeah, that third one's going to be that Terrence McKinney Duncan fight. Those two were on the early prelims. Now we're on the regular prelims. Yeah, Terrence McKinney, Chris Duncan.
Yeah.
I don't even. I like. I kind of want to just take it under 3. I don't even know. I mean,
Yeah.
It's got so many possibilities. So many possibilities. I mean, because they could get smart and try to level change. And then they ride out that first round and then they come back out banging, swinging. Oh, crap, he's got me again. Get cracked, almost go down, level change. So I feel, though, even if it does go to the level change, someone's going to tap. I mean, even in my notes, I have I got my boy McKinney for half submission, half all fun because all he does is finish. And then Duncan, half of his fights are all KOs. I mean, so these guys are ready. They're ready
Yeah.
to throw hands. They're ready to show like I'm here.
Yeah. And I mean, I think so. What I see with McKinney, he's live at any moment. He could put him out, but I feel like the longer this fight goes, the less it goes in his favor. And then that dog in Duncan just starts to come out. And I hope that, you know, I'm hoping both can just get each other out of there. But I feel like if we're talking about, quick, fast finish, then that's more like McKinney. And then Duncan, I see him getting more of like a late finish, because he had to outdog McKinney, tire him out, weather that early storm, and then, start, putting the pace on him. And then eventually I don't see McKinney going the distance, in any fashion, so.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. It was just their history of just finishes, history of knockouts, the majority of wins by knockout, first round finishes between the both of them. It wasn't just one singular person who was bringing the heat. I mean, you've got two bulls clashing in this one. It's going to be good. It's going to. I
Yeah,
mean, it's going to be good.
definitely, definitely. All right, moving on. Looks like what we got, Dawson and Torres.
Oh, that's another one. That's another one. Again, I think I was talking to you previous. Dawson was saying in that post in the pre-interview or the pre-fight interview that he's got a lot coming up, man. He's got a lot he's fighting for. His family's coming together. He's got a family he's trying to start. His wife's fighting the night before, so win, lose, or draw, she's going to be there, and he's either going to carry the torch or lift her up. So between that and then Taurus, he's expecting Taurus to take his head off, and I think Taurus is going to come in and try to take his head off.
Yeah.
So I got either of these guys could finish this fight, either of them.
I guess after breaking down that McKinney Duncan, I kind of see this similarly, where Torres, going to come out fast, try and land heavy early on and everything like that. And as long as he isn't overly aggressive and just leaves himself open for the takedown and or gasses himself out, swinging for the fences, I feel like, he should just be able to crack Dawson, because Dawson's he's not nice with the hands like that, in my opinion. But if this goes to the ground, I know Torres on paper, has some wins, via submissions and things like that, but he likes to throw hands, and I feel like I've seen him, when he's lost it because he wasn't able to just go out there and take someone's head off. He kind of just became one-dimensional at that point and didn't have much to offer afterwards. So this is one of those ones I was sleeping on it at first, but after talking with you a little bit before we started this up and just, thinking about it, this one I feel like more and more is like the probability, in my opinion, for it to finish, like it just seems a lot higher now.
Right.
Right on, right on. Okay.
And then
go ahead.
No, go ahead. My bad.
Oh, I was just gonna move on to the next fight. We got Jan Blachowicz going up against Guskov in this one that I think even right now I'm still kind of sleeping on it, and I think it's more so a Blachowicz thing than it is a Guskov thing. But I guess if I did have to attribute anything to Guskov, it's just whether or not he can actually make it happen, or is he gonna let Jan kind of like school him? Where Jan, in that case, Jan has no problem taking it to the cards. And I almost feel like the finish probability is just almost solely on the Guskov side. So I that's what kind of makes me a little iffy about it. But give me your thoughts.
I mean, I even told you when I sent you my picks, I told you with the asterisk, like I was scared about this fight right here. I really initially my gut.
Give me one more.
So, yeah, my gut was telling me that Guskov was going to go ahead and just take care of business and help the old man out the door. But when you look at Jan's history, who he's fought, who he's been able to stave off. I mean, and he's fought a 5-round fight before. I mean, granted, that was a couple years ago, like 3 years ago, and when he was younger. But that's the other thing. Guskov is coming in. He's coming in hot with dynamite in his hands to make a name for himself. It's an old bull versus a young bull, and I'm not sure, and that's why I feel like this fight might not finish. Maybe Jan says, you know what, I'm not ready. I'm not ready to just be the stepping stool again. I'm tired of losing. And maybe Guskov just says, let me help you lose with this left and this right. So yeah, that Hitman outfit that he wore too, looking like the most dieselest pit bull I've ever seen in my life. The gloves, the leather jacket. He he was looking like he was ready for New Year's back in 2025 or 2024. So yeah.
Oh, he's ready to go hit the after hours techno spot.
Yeah.
uh, yeah, no, I mean, like I said, I mean, in terms of Guskov's side, I mean, yeah, he's live to crack Jan at any moment. With Jan, yeah, he has the legendary Polish power. Yeah, just because he's old doesn't mean he's lost any of that power. It's just whether or not I guess I think it's a speed thing, and I don't know. Like I said, I can't see Jan putting Homeboy out, but I see Guskov, you know, he has to get it done early. But if it makes it out of the first round, I'm not sure.
I'm with you, and that's what scares me. Because even in that Carlos Ulberg fight, I mean, he was talking about Polish power, Polish hammer the whole time going into the fight. I was like, you got that rusty hammer, bro. I mean, like, you need to loosen that thing, get it ready, because it was not working. He was getting dogged, and I just see a hungry Guskov ready to just say, hey, you're gonna be another notch on my belt, man. And yeah, so that's why I'm leaning for that one. And I'm gonna be honest. I'm in the over 40. I'm in the 40 club too. But that age difference, man. I'm just saying. I just feel like I don't know, man. He gets cracked a couple gets, and even if he tries to take him to the floor, Guskov has shown that he can handle it. He can take you out on the floor too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna be entering that club this time come August. So yeah, I noticed, you know, like I said, the difference between being a well conditioned athlete and just being fit, and you know,
Yeah.
guys are monsters. And you know, Guskov, I feel like even having this talk right now, you know, I feel like if he's able to just lay it on Jan, he's gonna get him out of here. And I just think as long as what I notice with a lot of these guys, when they get that opening and they rock somebody, it's a matter of how they decide to measure themselves going for the kill. That's what worries me a lot sometimes. That's what I see with Guskov, is just like, man, he might open something up, but then he just isn't able to actually get Jan out of there in time, and then all of a sudden he swung himself out, and then Jan just points him up, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I feel that the fact that they're similar in height and body frame, like, you know, I don't know. I'm hoping. Maybe I'm just being hopeful because I want this parlay to hit. But
Yeah, no, for sure, no, for sure.
No, I just feel like, again, I was a little hesitant. This is the one out of all the picks on this card. This is the only one I'm leery about. That's it. That's the only one, because I think this next one is a banger. I think this last one on here is going to do what it's supposed to do.
Oh yeah,
yeah, and that's Pantoja and your boy Van. It's a hungry lion versus the old lion. This is my pride. This is my. He wants to be in Marab's hot tub. He wants to be in. So. You see that? He's like, my brother, must respect. And he was like,
yeah, Jan was on one in the press conference. From what I didn't get a chance to watch it fully, but I've seen some clips, and he was on fucking Marab's ass, bro.
No, and the funniest thing was he didn't get it because I mean, okay, it's not funny because English isn't his first language, but it was funny because English is our first language and we could understand it faster than he could. So he was saying it, we were laughing, the interpreter was saying it, and then Jan was laughing because he didn't get it, and then he finally got it. He's like, Russia, what? Why the insult? So,
yeah, I've been watching some of these like MMA parody channels and like MMA comedy and shit like that, bro. And like dudes like Peter Yan and like Islam, like them dudes are actually sneaky funny, bro. They be making me laugh. they like a pick.
He was trolling them for real, man.
But they be saying some funny ass shit. But to get back to this fight, nah, man, you're 100% correct. Pantoja versus Van. I mean, this is basically what it is. Is on the feet, I would say Van has the clear advantage and is live to finish it there at any moment. You know, especially, you know, Pantoja is a dog, so he's gonna be able to absorb some punishment. But there is a world where Van could put him down, you know, or at least overwhelm him, and then the ref has to step in. And then with Pantoja, I mean, it's just, you know, he goes in there and he just tries to bulldoze you. And so there's at any point, even standing, that he gets tangled up with Van. I just feel like it could get dark for Van. But then at the same time, too, over the course of those 5 rounds, I mean, Pantoja's in it to win the entire time. And I mean, I've seen Van Gas just in a 3-round fight, and I'm not even sure if he's
Yes.
5-round ready yet.
Yes. Yes. That's exactly what I was going to look at. Because again, I don't think this is going to be his first 5-round fight.
Yep.
And you figure he had what? You figure after the rehab, dude, he was busted up in that fight that he won against Royval. You figure what? You take a month, maybe not even a month because he's young. God, I wish I was that young. Yeah, he's young. So, maybe a month, a couple weeks off, and then he starts training again because he's hungry and he realizes he's going to get a title shot. I mean, so what? Maybe an 8-month fight camp?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's the thing that scares me because he just might. He just might because he's just too scared to fail. He's going to be in that moment. You don't know when you're going to get it again. I mean, yeah, you don't know. Look at the dude who fought last round or last card. He had that final. He had that belt for what? Two, three defenses and a head kicked, and he's done. And
Yeah.
then and now he's just chasing fumes the whole time to get it again. So you don't know when you're going to get these shots, and that's
No.
why I feel like he's going to come with everything. So I don't know. There's a chance he does gas out, and there's a chance Bentoya's like, yeah, 4th round, middle of the 4th round, beginning of the 5th round. He's like, you're mine, boy, and he just works him and works him, and then just gets under that chin. It could be that.
Yeah. No, definitely. I mean, that's the thing with Pantoja is over that 5 rounds, he shows signs of fatigue and things like that, but then eventually he just dogs his way through it and then starts to get that second breath and comes back on. And that's when I think dudes break. They're like, oh shit. And then, if he hasn't already got you out of there just with that grappling, he's so ill with it with the grappling that, it's like you have to take advantage of him when he starts to get a little labored in that mid area of the fight, like 3rd round, early 4th, things like that. You got to take advantage of it. And Van, what I see is, he's got to have his takedown defense ready. He's basically dealing with the Marab of the flyweight division. So he's not just going to have to stuff a takedown. It's cool. Like, no, he's going to have to stuff multiple chain takedowns. And it sounds good. Like, talking ahead of the fight, it sounds good. Like that's all we're going to do. And, I'm a counter striker. He may not want to, rush in like that, all that good stuff. But it's like, then you're in there with him and he just took 2 of your finest and now he's on your ass fucking ready, to choke you out. Like you said, get that arm underneath the chin. So, and I think it's literally just like Pantoja knows what he needs to do, and he's going to go in there and do what he does. I don't think it's about what Van is going to do. It's about whether he can stop what Pantoja is going to do. And yeah, but with all that said, it makes for a fight, even 4 or 5 rounds on a championship level. Like, I just don't see how this one doesn't finish.
Exactly. I mean, I'm looking submission, and even then, yeah. I mean, and the thing about it, you said he has to guard that takedown defense. It's not even sometimes a takedown defense. He'll do that jump and do a freaking body triangle and get piggyback rights for half the round and just beat you up like that little kid in Tropic Thunder when they're trying to get back onto the helicopter. So, like,
no, really. I was telling that to the guys yesterday. I was like, literally, he could scale this dude standing. It doesn't have to be a takedown thing. He could literally just press him up against the cage, and then before Van knows it, he's on his back. Real quick, I just want to shout out the chat. I got my guy R Squared in the building. Much love to him. That's my guy. He came and checked us out live yesterday during the live stream yesterday. And just my brother. We go way back. And then we got Eric Turner giving shouts out to the legend. He said the legend is in the house. So,
what's up, Eric?
Yeah, is that one of your boys?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
We talk shop a lot. He's good. He's good. He's got some good picks. He's good.
Right on, right on. Well, salute to you, Eric. Appreciate you tuning in. And yeah, a friend of the legend is a friend of mine for sure, for sure. Well, yeah, man. So we broke down what your main focus is. Like those are the ones that if you're putting your money down solely, this would be the one, right? This the lineup.
Absolutely. So if you were to put those 6 picks in, that would get you plus 324. So again, and that's just not to finish. So those 6 fights not to finish would get you plus 324. So if you put $10, you'd get $32.40. If you put $100, you get $324. However you want to spice it, however you want to play it, or you could chop it up. If you decided to chop it up and you wanted to just take those 4 in the prelims and the early cards, that's Malik, Aslan, Torres, and Duncan. That gets you minus 143. So I mean, you're not going to lose money. You'll get money, but not get the most money because Vegas knows those are going to hit.
Yeah.
And then you got the other ones. Was it Guskov and Pantoja? That'll pay out as well. So however you want to play, you can part it, you can chunk it, you can just take which ones you like. One other one I was thinking about, if you want to just wait for the main event or take pieces. One option is you could do Van not to go the distance, and then the main event to go the distance.
Oh yeah.
I feel like Marab he's been here before. He knows what Yan is bringing. Yan knows what Marab is bringing, and he's 135 pounds, my guy. I mean, like, he's gonna make it happen, but there's only so much that's gonna. I don't know. Unless he's like Umbach Muay Thai warrior and does some crazy stuff over the top with the elbows, I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, Jan, I know he's got finishes on his record and stuff like that, but I've just never seen him to be like that dude that's just gonna knock somebody out. And then Marab's too seasoned, I think. These dudes are gonna offset each other, but Marab, the grappling always just starts to overwhelm guys, especially like Jan who are strike heavy. So I mean, I just I know Marab wants to get more aggressive, wants to get more finishes on his record, but I think Jan is just a tad bit too dangerous to. I mean, don't get me wrong, Corey Sandhagen was dangerous, and he put himself in danger. I feel like a few times unnecessarily, standing with him and shit like that. He's going for 3. I'm sure he wants to get the win, and I feel like Marab's the type where winning over everything. So yeah, if it means he has to just get the better of Jan on the cards, then yeah, I feel like that one's going to the distance for sure. As much as I would like for there to be a highlight finish, I just don't see it for either one of those guys on either end. But I like that lineup for the co-main to not go and for the main event to go to distance. Like that one, when you sent that one through, I was like immediately like, oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, and absolutely. I mean, you even saw it in the last card that we had in the main event card, where you saw these seasoned fighters, and you're like, man, they've got finishes on their resume, but it gets to a point where you know your opponent, you know what the game plan for, you've battled them for 5 rounds previously, you know what they're gonna, and it's not like they saved anything that first fight. They brought everything they had at you, to try to win the fight. So that's why I feel they know each other.
Yeah, Jan, I mean, really, of course, like the only thing that he can do differently in this fight is to stuff the takedown. But I just know that's the thing though, is it's like, yeah, you can do that for the first 2. This dude's gonna try and take you down like 26 times in the fight.
Exactly.
Gonna keep coming.
Exactly.
You're gonna fatigue, and he's just gonna get stronger as the fight goes. So yeah, man, that one, Jan, he's always going to be a top, ranked dude. He'll probably even, be in the top 5 for a long while, but he's going to have to wait for that title to exchange hands to have another shot at it, I believe.
And I think you guys were talking about this the other night. I mean, that's what just sucks about some of these guys that are at the top, man. Like they're log jamming it. It's not even like you don't have good talent underneath. You do have good talent underneath, but it's almost like they burn themselves out just trying to get to a title fight. And once they get there, they're just done. Like we saw with Israel. When Israel was in his prime, dude, done. He was knocking dudes out. Same thing with Silva. When he was in his prime, knocking dude, he was finishing dudes. It wasn't even they didn't want to. So like you were just like, damn, that's the guy. It's like, okay, well, we'll wait. We'll wait.
It's like Jordan. There's so many superstars of the '90s that only thing is it just happened to be during the Jordan era. Like
exactly.
Hakeem Olajuwon was the only one who fucking was able to get away with a couple rings when Jordan was out, him and the Rockets, and then it was right back to business until he got out of there again. And it's just like that. There's just some dudes that they just run shit, and until their reign is over, you're just gonna have to pride yourself on being a top 5, top 10 dude. I hear MMA fighting. Jed Meshew, I think he'd be saying that. He'd be like, there's a lot to be said for, if you're number 5 at what you do in the world, you should be happy about that. Like, don't hang your head up something like that. If I was number 5 at anything I did in the world, and it was recorded as such, like I'm gonna feel pretty good about myself.
Yeah, but I mean, you also get it that's that fighter mindset. You don't want to settle. So
yeah, for sure. It's one of those things that in hindsight they have to accept. Just kind of like, well, I didn't win the title, but hey, I was good.
All right. So what you want to talk about? You want to talk about some wild cards? You want to talk about some flyers? You want to talk about some crazies? What you want to talk about?
Real quick, just Ray Bucks in the chat, he was saying a real quick recap on what we talked about. So I just want to run those down real quick. Just everybody note that the 6 fights that are the main focus of this parlay of fights not to go the distance, we have Abdul Malik versus Chikali, Baranowski versus Aslan, McKinney versus Duncan, Dawson versus Torres, and Blachowicz versus Guskov. And then ending things off, we have Pantoja versus Van. So those are the 6. Lock those in. And now, we can talk about a few outliers here and like some other parlays that you got, that have a little more variety to them. Still in the realm of how the fight is going to go, whether it's going to finish or not. But just a little bit more variety. So feel free to just start shooting them off. No, most definitely. Now, heads up, your screen is frozen, but I can still hear you. So I guess we'll just wait and see if things catch up. But feel free to just keep sharing if you'd like. Oh, you're good, bro. Oh shit. Real quick, they're saying they can't hear you. My apologies, brother. They're saying they can't hear you. Let me remove you real quick and then hit that link again and rejoin. Oh nope, there you are. All right, cool. We're all good.
All right, cool. My bad.
No,
All
you're
right.
good.
Yeah, so a couple of them was that Henry Cejudo Talbot fight. Again, my wife was just texting me. She said you're frozen. All right. Thanks, babe. All right. Trying to help those views out.
That's what's up. No,
so yeah, I got that
in.
the Henry Cejudo Talbot fight. Again, I feel like that one's probably not going to go to distance. You can go ahead and get that plus money with Talbot. It's just, I mean, it's a retirement fight, man. You know how those retirement fights go. They not well for the guy retiring.
Yeah, yeah, they're
So
not all the way in. And then in this case, I was looking at a clip of Henry on the scale today, and he looked horrible.
yes, yes. Okay, so I watched the weigh-ins, and usually I wait till the weigh-ins before I ultimately put in my final decision. And I had a previous line that I put in with Henry. And honestly, you look at the height, you look at the weight. I mean, Henry, I mean, I get it. He's seasoned. He's a wrestler by nature. He's going to cut weight. He knows how to cut weight, and he'll probably put another 10, 15 pounds on by the fight. Just that because it's all water, and he knows what he's doing, and he's been there before. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I think Talbot. You look at the size of Talbot, and Talbot can also drink water too. He can get IVs too.
Yeah.
So I mean, they know what they're doing, and I just feel like Talbert's gonna just help him, show him the way out the door. So that one's probably another. That one might be another not to finish for me.
Yeah. That's a goodie.
And then
Goodie.
I don't understand. Maybe again, I feel like this is one of the ones where maybe Vegas knows something I don't know. But I mean, you look at the on paper, you look at it on tape, the Sadikov and Zayam fight. I'm looking at that one as a not to finish. I mean, and I don't understand why Zayam is. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I think Sadikov is the Black Wolf. That's his name, Black Wolf. But he's like, bro, he's like Black Wolf. So I mean, he's as white dynamite, man. He's white dynamite to me because he's gonna make it happen. He's probably like Eastern European dynamite. But anyways, yeah, I feel that fight is not going to finish at all. I feel like he's coming for him. He's got different options, and Zayam is just. I mean, I have it circled here in my book. Trash. I know, and that's probably not the nicest thing to say, but I just feel like that fight is not going to go to finish either. And Vegas doesn't feel that way. Vegas feels like it's going to go the distance. Vegas feels like Sadikov is not going to be superior in that fight. So that's put a $5 flyer on that one if you want to. And you make 15, 25, depending on where you're getting your lines at. But yeah, it's that he's not expected to win. I don't understand why.
Damn. Yeah. No. I mean, I actually I'm on the side of Ziam. I think they're dangerous and just like evolving every fight. And then Sadikov, yeah, he's gonna go in there and handle business, especially if this takes place majority on the feet. Then it's definitely gonna play more into his hands. But yeah, thinking about that fight, I do. It's one of those ones. Is the more I think about it, the way that these two dudes fight, I just don't see how it doesn't finish. But then there's a part of me that just feels like Ziam has a tendency to be a little boring sometimes, and that that's what kind of has me a little wary. But definitely one of those that I'll add to a separate line of parlays for sure.
Yeah, so I'm trying to pull that up right now so I can show you. But all right. So yeah, that was another one. But then let me ask you this, man: how do you feel about that Turner fight? I know. We didn't talk about it, and in the guaranteed six, and I almost feel like I even have it here. My thing bubbled as a maybe. Like, consider me. What do you feel about that Turner fight?
I'm glad you brought that one up. So I only feel like the finishing probability lies with Turner, but he's coming off of somewhat of a layoff and getting his mind right. Technically, when you break it down, he only took 4 months off and then was back training. So it was an 8 month layoff in total, but it was really only 4 months that he was like, I'm checked out. Da 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 da. Then the fire started burning again. He decides to take on a fight. So he's had 4 months to prepare for this fight. says that he's fully invested in everything, and he is. He's a finisher. He can definitely finish fights. And truly, if you look back at some of those fights that he lost, it was only because he kind of didn't finish his food. Basically, it was just like Moicano. He thought that he had a walk off, and then all of a sudden, he had an adrenaline dump, and then ended up losing that one. He was handling Dan Hooker to a certain point, but then went too hard and started gassing, and then Dan Hooker came on. Gamrot, just was like a parasite and just stayed stuck to him, kept him on his back. So there's that. And then he had that weird thing with Bobby Green where he won, but it was like I think he was traumatized because of the way that he finished Bobby Green, and they stopped it so late. So I say all that to say that I feel like Turner can get it finished. I just don't see any finishing capability on Barbosa's side unless Turner just makes a drastic mistake. And I feel like it would have to be similar to like how he dropped the ball with Moicano or, Dan Hooker or somebody like that for that to happen. And I don't think that's going to happen. And I think Barbosa only has so many left in him as well. So I don't know.
Bro, have you seen his eye?
What's up?
Like, have you seen his eye? Like that's how much time he has left. Like that much time. Like that's.
Yeah. All right, and so
like,
and
dude,
really
you gotta understand. He's fighting a guy 9 years younger. 9 years. Okay, so let's put it this way. Yes, Barbosa's hungry. I give it to you. He's coming off another fight, and he's fought earlier this year. Turner's coming into this fight, like you said, off of that hiatus, ready to prove something. And he's just looking at Barbosa as just, hey man, you're just a carrot to grab. Let me grab this carrot real quick. Let me do this. That's what I'm thinking. Now, I don't understand why Vegas doesn't feel the same way. Like I don't understand. I don't understand. So I mean, I'm with you. I don't know. I don't see Barbosa finishing this fight. I feel like he's almost like I even put it. I go. I was a little hesitant because Barbosa's so seasoned. I mean, as you can tell, he takes these as he's down on the bottom, or he takes these as he knows how to ride it out. He knows how to body lock. He knows how to get down if he's being taken over. I mean, he knows how to game the system and just survive. And maybe it goes to the points, maybe it doesn't. So I mean, I don't know. I feel like that was kind of a 50-50 one. I don't know. I don't know.
Like he's pretty much all kicks, and Jalen Turner, it's gonna take a lot for his leg to reach up there, And as long as Turner plays it safe, he should be able to not only just get ahead of Barbosa points wise, but truly like he has all the capabilities to finish Barbosa and should. It's just I think Vegas is thinking like I'm thinking is just like how invested is he and how I guess how if he's the type to be have his confidence deterred, when things start to not go his way, will that start to creep in and even heavier because he's already been, on this whole I don't know about MMA journey, I watched his interviews leading up to this fight, and he was just talking about how God's led him back here, and people, he realized how many people actually like depend on him and want to see him fighting. So, like you said, he might have a fire lit up under him. It's just hard. It's hard when dudes, talk about retirement or retirement.
It's all good when you're hanging out at the house and people are chilling with you and you're speaking in front of people. But then when you're in that fucking thing and they close the door and this dude's trying to take your head off and you get cracked and you're like, all right, this is what we're doing. Like, yeah. So I'm with you, man. I mean, I'll throw 5 on it. I'll throw 5 on Turner to get the KO. I'll throw 5 on it not to finish. That's the other one that makes me think is just Barboza's so seasoned, and who else is so seasoned? Veterano and Ferreira. You
Um,
know,
I was literally
that's
gonna.
going well. Ferreira's all Veterano's all like, I'm not gonna let you finish. I know that you finish, Braja, I hug you. You know, I hold you, Braja. You know, and that's. I mean, he's big, but he's still got some sense in his head because he makes it last, and he says, "Hey, I'll take it to the points. I'll take it to the end. I'll make the judges." And you know what? The thing that's scary about it is somebody who knows how to hang on that long and hold on like a roach. They're just gonna wait. They'll wait for that opportune time where they can slip a bow or where they can come in and scramble back on top or get body position and win in points. So
or
I mean,
or even moral victories like, well, I'm gonna lose this one, but I'm not gonna let you finish me.
exactly. Which sucks because he's big enough where he can soak up the damage. He can soak up the hits. He's gonna look like shit, but he'll last the 3 rounds because it's not a 5 rounder. You know, so but Fiera knows how to finish, man. Fiera, he knows what he's doing. So that's another kind of iffy card for me right there.
Yeah, no, I'm glad. Like I said, I was gonna go into that one after what we were talking about, and yeah, I feel I couldn't have said it better myself. So yeah, these are some good outliers. One more that we had talked about. We got a couple here, so we'll get to them fast. I don't want to hold you up too long, but we did talk about Moreno and Tyara. That's an interesting one too. I don't see the
Yeah,
finishing capability being on Moreno's side unless he just starts to piece up a tired Tyara. But since it's 3 rounds, I think Tyara it, of course, they could go in there and just bulldoze Moreno and just wrap him up, get him out of there, made him all that good shit. I just don't think it can happen. I think Moreno's good enough to piece up Tyara and or just stuff takedowns and or create scrambles to get back to the feet. But in all honesty, the only way I see this fight ending is on Tyara's side. I just don't think he can. I feel like Moreno is almost somewhat of a, even though he lost to him here recently, he's somewhat of like a better version of Brandon Royval. And Tyara had trouble with Royval. So, and not to do like the whole MMA math thing, but that's just kind of how I see it. I don't know how he gets it done unless he's able to get like that first round just fucking ragdoll going.
I will say this: we all do the MMA math. We all do the MMA math. You're like, hey, you lasted half a round to this guy, and I seen this guy, and that was before you fought this guy. But I mean, Tyra's got the height on him. He's got the youth on him. He's got the momentum on him. But just something tells me about Moreno. He's got that Mexican hands, bro. It's just,
He's gonna
it's
dog
gonna come down to that, man. It's gonna come down to like, you're not snuffing me, kid. And the kid's gonna say, I'm snuffing you, old man. So, I feel like it's gonna be one of those where he's gonna be like, let's go. We're standing. We're standing right here. Let's go. And that's what I want to see. I want to see that. So I threw 10 on that. I threw 10 to see. I want to see this. So I mean, it was worth it. If I don't see it, whatever. Hopefully, I made the money in the early ones. But
uh, yeah, I mean, with Moreno, it's like I could see him coming on strong. Like I could see him weathering an early storm and then just kind of piecing up Tyara to the decision. And then with Tyara, I see him like possibly getting ahead in the first 2 rounds just via control time, and then having to just survive the third round to the cards. I don't see either one of these guys giving up real estate to actually be finished.
I know, and it's tough because I mean, he knows what he's doing, bro. He's been there before. He's proven he's been there, but it's just there's just something about and that's the thing, that he's been there. He knows what this guy is coming at him with because he came at that guy before to take his spot with that same energy. So he knows he needs to put him down. I got to put this guy down or he's going to put me down, especially once the harder hits him, cracks him early in the round, and they feel that power. You're going to see that level change quick.
Yeah,
It's going to. quick.
No, you ain't lying. You ain't lying. And last but not least, one that we talked about that I'm interested to see your perspective now. Naimov versus Santos. We went through all of our fights. We talked about this one before we went on air. And you were talking about how the first fight of the card is always a funky one for you. But how are you feeling now that we ran through everything?
Bro, I'm telling you right now, I got Naimov and Santos draw. I can't figure it out. I can't figure it out. I feel like they're equally matched. I mean, when you see Santos, he looked kind of slumpy, doughy. Like, oh, I'll take a body shot. I'll lay on top of you and blah and do jujitsu. And then you look at Naimov, and he was like, let's go. I'll flash these hands. So I mean, I don't know, man. I'll watch that one. I told you, I don't like betting that first card.
Yeah,
If I do, I got a backup bet without that first card in it,
yeah,
because for the same amount, because it's gonna hit just without that first card. Because for sometimes, man, that first card will just break your heart, and then, or the first fight on the card will break your heart, and you're just like, what am I doing? I know nothing, and then everything else hits, and you made nothing. So yeah, I stay away from that first fight.
I feel that. Allow yourself to get settled in first, and not get your fucking, anxiety fucking spiked right out the gate. um, so yeah, man. Once again, I appreciate you coming on. This has been dope. I really enjoyed this. I hope that you had a good time as well. And real quick, I guess before we get out of here, if you wouldn't mind going over this one more time, man. Just like how'd you get familiar with the show? I mean, like I guess uh just take some time to just talk about yourself, MMA, why you like it or whatever, how you got familiar with the show, who you're excited to watch fight, just whatever, just a sandbox. Feel free.
Yeah, man. No, I got I so I like watching the fights. Obviously, I like making picks, making selections. It keeps it interesting, within reason. Bet responsibly. So, anyways, I saw you. So, I I think I was watching the MMA predictions tracker, and because I was making my predictions, and I looked for them. I seen them, checked them out, and I really like. I mean, no offense to y'all, I really like their layout. Everything's in front of you. You can see it. It's visual. I mean, because me, I like colors and numbers and spaces, and like I can tell the difference between this many people and this many people like this pick. So I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, I can make some decisions. And then I seen y'all boys were killing it, man. They had y'all boys in there for like back to back, like I want to say it was a good 2 3 week spread where y'all boys was in the top five. I think Sun Tzu Tips, MMA, they were up in there too with y'all boys. And then I said, okay, let me check these boys out. So then I went to y'all's channel, and then I watched. I seen y'all. I seen you. I seen your boy Darren Teed. I seen Ray Bucks. And I just saw the organic interaction y'all had. Nothing was staged, really. The only thing that was written was the stuff in y'all books. That was the only thing that was written. There was no script. It was just y'all just vibing, being with each other. And quite honestly, just that genuine that genuine vibe that y'all gave was like, okay, I can mess with y'all. I can mess with y'all. And then so I took a couple of y'all's advice on some of the picks, and most of them hit. Most of them hits. Yo, Ray Bucks, he be coming with the sleepers. No offense, Utica. He be coming with the sleepers, bro. He be coming with out of nowhere, out
I
of
don't know.
nowhere. And you're just like, damn.
Salute to him because I tell him all the time. I'm like, bro, I don't know how you do it, but you do, and I can't.
No, man, the eye, man. Sometimes you just got the eye. You see it, you feel it, you look at it, you look at the stats, you look at a couple fights, and you're just like, Buddy's bringing it, or Buddy's not bringing it. And then the way he explained it was pretty much just like that, like this nigga ain't bringing it. So I was like, he ain't bringing it. So,
Oh, yeah,
all
yeah.
right, I
Oh,
got you.
that's what's
And
up.
then that's how I be.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, And then I just was like, yo, I watch y'all shows, I comment a little bit on the videos, let y'all do your thing because again, y'all got a great format going on, man. Y'all got a great vibe, y'all got a great crew. Hats off to y'all, man. Good stuff. You put it in a way that's friendly, people can accept. And I like how y'all don't push your stuff on nobody, man. Like if they like 2 or 3 of your picks, then take 2 or 3 of your picks. Same thing with me. We gave you 6. You don't like the 6? Don't take the 6, bro. Take 1 or 2, take 3, take none. Say we dumb. But the receipts don't lie.
Yeah.
So take whatever picks you take. And it's funny that y'all say I'm the legend because boy, for a long time I legendarily lost by 1. I'd be having them 9, 10 leggers. I hit 8. I hit 7. So I mean I got fired. You just sometimes Anyway, so take what you like, man. You don't got to take them all. You want to take them all, but damn near most of them all gonna hit. If not all of them gonna hit.
Hey, they hit. I had 2 separate joints that you sent me, and both of them hit. So hey, I'm riding with you, bro. I got my little guy right here, ready for the holiday season.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got you.
So yeah, what did I want to say? Shouts out to the UFC predictions tracker. I was telling you before we started, that's where we started to see a pop, and started to draw in a lot more viewers and subscribers. So I appreciate your testimony for them as being a reason how you got familiar with us. So anybody viewing, make sure that you go check out the UFC predictions tracker. My guy Robin, he's actually from Norway and does all this shit, So
or you can hear it in the
I don't want to mean to dox him too much, but shouts out to him. He puts in a lot of work and helps a lot of people just cut to the chase, get to the meat of the whole situation, separate the cappers from the actual pickers out here and stuff like that. So definitely got to shout them out. Real quick, make sure that you like this episode. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you follow Bros Talk MMA on IG and TikTok at Bros Talk MMA. You can follow myself on either one of those platforms at Utica, UTICA_SME. If you'd like, if you want to share any of your socials, feel free, my man.
No, just I got what you see here in the chat. It's what is it? At Cesar Marin. Yeah, I got a little one where I throw out my parlays and my picks. Best bets for you. So, that's what I do.
Yeah, go check my guy out. Once again, in my first time ever following, I think anybody's bets in particular, but yours, hey, I got paid, man. So, I'm looking forward to this weekend, and regardless the outcome, I'm still riding with you. You're still the legend. Honor for the show, bro. Hopefully, this is one of many times we get to sit down and talk together. And shouts out to everybody who tuned in to see my guy talk his shit tonight. So much love, man.
Thank you. Baby, I see you in the chat. Thank you. I see you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so for those of you who've been tuning in, there's now a face to put to the name in the chat, and we'll see him there too, I'm sure. But this has been a special edition of Bros Talk MMA Prop Parlays with Utica and my guy Cesar Marin, the legend. And hopefully y'all took some notes, got some education, and we'll have to see how things fared for each other, come this Sunday after the fights pass on Saturday. And until the next time, y'all have a wonderful rest of your week and weekend. Shouts out to you over there in Florida. I mean, just out there, on your side of town. Over here, doxing fools. But yeah, this is Bros Talk. Till the next time, we out.
All right.